Hello and welcome to lesson 2 of week 4. We're going to graph exponential functions today. So again, hopefully you'll be able to graph exponential functions by the end of this. You've seen these kind of in passing last week. Exponential growth, we talked about how that's growing over time, and you can see it curves up. Exponential decay, it's falling or curving down over time. All right. So let's just get started with it. Y equals 2 to the x. It's a very basic exponential function. All right. What we can do is we can just make a table of values. So you see that negative x values are -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And I can just take those and plug them in. That's the long way of doing it, but it is what you can do. So I can take -2 and put it in for x. 2 to the -2nd is 0.25. 2 to the -1st is 0.5. You can check them on your calculator if you don't believe me. 2 to the 0, remember back in very first week, 2 to the 0 power is 1. So there you go. 2 to the first power is 2, and 2 to the second power is 4. I now have 5 points that I can put on a graph, which you now see here. If I connect those with a curve, you see it's not a line, it's a curve that curves up, which makes sense. The b value is 2, it's bigger than 1, which means this is growing over time. Okay, one thing I want you to notice, that blue line, it looks like it hits the x-axis. It actually never does hit the x-axis. It gets closer and closer to it, but it never will hit the x-axis. Okay, if you don't believe me, try it. Put a very, very negative number in for x, -1,000. Type it in your calculator, 2 to the exponent of -1,000. You're going to get a very small number, but it's not going to be negative. This means it's never going to cross the x-axis. All right, so another one. I already did this one for you. All the numbers are going to pop up here in a second. All you're doing is you're taking -2 and putting it in for x, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And you'll get those numbers. And you'll see that this is going to grow, and which should make sense. 1.5 is bigger than 1. It's going to grow. And you connect that with a line. And again, it never crosses the x-axis. Now, I want to show you some things that happen here. Actually, one main thing, the y-intercept. So this is the exact same problem we just did. If you look at this number here, 4, look at what happens when x is 0, which is the y-intercept, right? And a y-intercept is when x equals 0. The a value, 4, is my y-intercept. That's going to be the case every time. You'll see that with the next problem. The a value is 2. When I put 0 in for x, that wipes this 0.75 out, and this, when x is 0, y is 2. So when I plug these in, you're going to get some nasty numbers for -2, -1, 1, and 2, but 0, 2 should be nice. This number, 0.75, is between 0 and 1, so this is a decay problem, which is why you see it going down this time. And again, on this side, it never crosses the x-axis. All right, and that is graphing exponential functions.